Kanpai! We'll get there one day. Right, so, hello everyone. Fellow, welcome weebs. I had this idea of what... Welcome weebs! We are here to talk about anime, and, you know, we're episode 13 of Kanpai Cast, the abridged episode. And there we go, that was it. The end. Kanpai. No, I'm joking. Right, so we're going to be talking about abridged shows, and... I thought one thing we could do to start off with is talk about what is an abridged show to everyone. So we don't just for everyone else's benefit. There's no housekeeping, so we're just going to go straight into this. So to you guys.
Right. Oh, yeah. So, what is an abridged show? If anyone has never seen it. So, if you are not aware, anime shows obviously have been around, for about 50, 60 years. Some clever, humorous people like to have started since, I think it was 2004 was the first. They take them, they chop them up, they rejig the dialogue, they come up with their own humorous jokes, sometimes original jokes, sometimes based on the original content from the anime they're doing, and then release it as an abridged show. And obviously in respect of the first ever true fan-based abridged show, which was Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged from 2004, done by Little Kuriboh. I'm wearing Yami Yugi's avatar this week. Yeah, so they've been around for a while, but not every show, they're completely fan-made projects. There is technically one
personally, I think they
official one.
Yeah, I think they grew out of Fandubs, which was something that you would see in the 90s sometime. Would make their own dubs of an anime and just make jokes out of it.
Yes, yeah. I mean, obviously, as I say, started 2004, 5-ish around then. You know, that's when YouTube was starting to pick up, and then editing technology was coming along, and the ability to acquire the footage in a digital format allowed this sort of thing to appear overnight.
Cool. I think one of the key parts, really important parts, to an abridged series is also the parody element to it.
100%.
It's not just we decided to just chop, change, rearrange half the...
I said jokes, some original jokes and some jokes based on the footage of the anime.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to highlight the I really feel that parody is one element that a lot of some of the stuff I've seen they don't carry the parody at all. It's just like, I'm just gonna tell the story again but shorter.
I mean, as an example for that, so what you're saying is, so that, for instance, there's the Dragon Ball, officially, we're talking official stuff here, there's Dragon Ball Z, which is a very long show filled with lots of filler, and then the company released, was it Dragon Ball Kai? Dragon Ball Z Kai?
Yes. Yeah.
As like a chopped down version, which removed a lot of the fluff, filler-ish scenes to make the show watchable and more inviting for more people. So you're saying that some shows you find don't do as well at the humor, and they just do that.
Effectively, yes. Yeah. But like one of the key important parts to the parody is to abuse what was already there in the original. Yeah. Like the perfect example to me of a parody within an abridged show was in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, where they had like, "Stop or I'll shoot you with my invisible gun," because the joke was 4 kids had digitally edited out the guns.
Yes.
Right? Now, that was something that they joked around with and stuff, right? As a parody element, not just retell the same joke, which was done with the Devil is a Part-Timer, right? That's
an example we'll get to when we get to different shows, yeah. But so that's a bit of a unique one. So the first one was Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, and some of the jokes stem from, it's not just a Japanese anime that this has been chopped up. It was a Japanese anime moved to America and altered and censored already by 4 kids. It's more some other jokes like that. Like literally, some episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series don't make sense because character A will get annoyed at character B. Character B will then leave because like, oh my god, that person character A is annoyed. They then meet off screen and have like a fight, and then they both come back after resolving their differences. However, they've chopped out a lot of the fight scene to resolve that is chopped out, and so the characters will get annoyed, leave, and then all of a sudden randomly come back with nothing resolved, and it's like, weren't you two fighting a second ago? Back to the card game.
Yeah, this was a huge influence by shows like studios, institutions, I don't know what you call them, for kids, where, you know, again, we have One Piece where they change all the muskets to water pistols.
Yes.
Or the in Tenchi-Muyo, which is clearly not for children in any way, shape, or form. And they're like, oh yeah, you know all the lechery perv stuff? Yeah, let's just remove it entirely. And then people ask, why is the father there? No fucking idea. So yeah.
Let's not forget the time that Dragon Ball Z, they pull out a beer out of like a fridge and they change it to juice in the American version.
Yeah, orange juice.
Or they got digitally removed all the blood, which was, I mean, just hilarious when people have like holes in them. No blood. No, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the second sort of spin-off series, there's an entire episode about a character's dad coming back who wants his son to come back and work for him in the sake business. But in the American version, it's hot sauce. So this guy turns up and they sit down like with one of the school's educators and this dad. They sort of start chugging hot sauce when obviously in the original they'd be drinking sake with each other. Makes sense, they're drinking from little cups and things. But in the edited version, it's like, why are they sampling hot sauce? But it's the only way to obviously.
You've never been to America. We do that here. No, it's,
you do that, I do. I see. Right. Well, we've got a series of questions. Let's just go through them before. So we're talking about the generalized things to do with abridging. So we've got question 1 is the motivation behind creating an abridged show. So obviously we don't know them all, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there's realistically the right way and the wrong way, or the right motivation and the wrong motivation in an abridged show. So I feel that a lot of the good abridged shows are inspired from things that you mock, right? So
but I think it's also important to say that you mock them, but you mock them lovingly. Like this is a show that you did enjoy, or maybe even do enjoy, but you recognize the flaws in it and you're able to mock. I don't know if that's always true, but
it's not always true. Well, I mean, bloody Overlord. How much were we taking?
Okay, sure.
Okay,
fair enough.
We'll get back to that.
Fair enough.
Because that's actually a community response. So, but I feel that the shows that are, you can tell were made because they passionately loved the story as it was, they just end up retelling the story as is.
Yeah.
Right? So
very limited.
That's the flip side of loving it.
Because they loved it, it was a case of, well, I don't see a need to change it. But I mean, that is what's holding them back.
I think you still need to have some following of the original plot.
Yes and no. Like you always have to have some following, because otherwise you're going to struggle to what the hell are you going to do with the narrative later on.
Yeah, because that's your future content, and you're going to have to get to there. And it wouldn't make sense if the characters turn up in the locales in the later bit if you're not.
But there's usually a lot of little details that you can fudge in there, and
But during the course of this week, I watched 3 different My Hero Academia abridged, right? One really brief, just 5 minutes, first season. It did everything. It had laughs in it and made, I was happy with what they did. It was a one and done situation. Another one they did 1 episode of, which was like for like the first episode. The duration was even the same as the first episode.
Oh my God.
The character, the only difference I could physically tell was the fact that the world setting didn't like All Might. That was it. Right? That was the only, Deku is still a whiny little shit. All Might was still a pompous, cocky, it was like for like, right?
See, I would just call that a fan dub. That's not
I just want to point that in that. Okay, so I have seen that one as well, and I think what that one is aiming to do is to change it with when there's more characters. Because the thing is, with the first few episodes of in fact, the first episode of My Hero Academia, there's not a lot of characters going on. So you completely flip it on the head and do something weird, like one of the shows I saw for that, which is where Deku had cancer and they were trying to play around with that. Whereas that, you've also missed one extra section in that changed it, where he says one for all, and then Deku goes, "And all for one?" It's like, what is this? What does this mean? How'd you know this? It's like, but it's in a book. It's like, oh my god, I must get to the bottom of this. And so All Might then spend several months away from Deku trying to research the Three Musketeers in Europe while getting drunk. Because he thinks it's a conspiracy.
Which Abridged are we talking about? Because I don't know if that was like the second
one. That's in the same one with the first episode of or it leads into the second episode of that one. Because he definitely does it in the first episode because it's in the street where he does it. The one where All Might's not as popular. And they're like, oh, he's not very flashy, he's not very showy. It's in the street, yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's that one's only had 2 episodes.
He couldn't have been gone for like it had to have been the second episode because he couldn't have been gone for this like the several months.
Yeah, most of it was in the second episode, but I think it's
okay, fair enough.
Episode. But yeah,
right. And then yeah, the third one, which you've already like the weird one with the cancer and like it goes in a weird direction, but it's really playful. It does it a lot to make it different. It makes itself really different.
Yeah.
You know. So,
but I'm curious actually, before we move on this question, motivation, just for you, Mr. Xeno, because you have done many artistic things in your past. Have you ever considered to have some motivation to do an abridged series?
Yes.
And which one and why?
So,
I know it's never got off the ground. Obviously, no one start hunting for it.
Overlord?
But just
No, actually, it wasn't. It was a group project with me and someone else, and I'm pretty sure it was either Evangelion or Gundam Wing.
Did
I find your secret Evangelion abridged?
No, you didn't. But like, you know, I mean, that sort of thing is something I'd be interested in doing. But yeah, you have to have the right motivation. You have to talk to each other. You have to sit down as a group and come up with like ideas to what you could do with this, and you have to have a proper plan. You cannot ad lib episode to episode.
Yeah,
you have to spend a lot of time watching the original.
Yes, you do.
Oh, God,
but I think you're saying my own motivation there, and I find it more. I don't know. I like it more when there's one group that clearly had a plan and they stick to it, and they go, "We're doing this show, and we're going to just bang." You know, I don't mind if you end at the end of a season, like, you know, that's it. We're not going to move on to the next season because at least you've completed a project. But as you've pointed out, when there's like 3 different ones for like one show, it just feels like people, and they do like 1 or 2 episodes and they stop. Like you really didn't have much motivation. You just But anyway, let's move on then.
Sometimes it feels like people are trying to jump on bandwagon abridged shows.
Yeah.
And since it doesn't go anywhere,
they just drop it. Which segues, because there's so many of some of them, into the next question of how easy is it to find abridged shows?
It's awful. It's fucking awful. I had a huge problem. Every single time I'd Google it, right, I just get DBZ abridged, Hellsing Ultimate abridged. I would get the same results, the same top results, no matter what. This was on Google because it was all these blog websites that would always say, "Oh, these top 10 abridged anime shows." You know, say like
what? Just to clarify, what were you searching in Google at the time?
Abridged anime.
Yeah, so in just in general. Looking for
I was looking for anything and everything, and majority of none of it was YouTube videos. It was all articles on like CBR and a bunch of other websites that were trying to like say like, "Oh, these are the best shows to watch," and you know, that was it. But again, so many of them were just copy paste of each other of the same results,
and it was the most popular and the most established ones were just coming up every time. Yeah,
and then going on to YouTube, it was like I had one which was a playlist of all these different, which I didn't actually realize.
Yeah.
I thought it was just oh god, The Devil's a Part-Timer, but it turned out that it wasn't The Devil's a Part-Timer. It was like everything under the sun.
Because that's the one where I pulled out mine from.
And then there was a few pop Like I think Dragon Ball Z was there, Sword Art Online was there.
I think Goblin Slayer was in there too. Yeah.
And then it started recommending stuff to do with anime, not anime abridged. I'm like, what? And then it started recommending me stuff that was I've already watched. And then if you scroll even further down, then you got the continuation of the search results.
Oh,
YouTube, what the hell's up with your search algorithm? Seriously?
Yeah.
The way I think a better way to search, if you're interested in an abridged show, is to literally have the show you would want to see abridged in mind, and thus just search for that in abridged, because at least that will then filter out the more popular stuff. But if there isn't an abridged show, or if there's multiple versions of the abridged show for that thing, it's going to be very hard to find exactly what you want. But that's the best way I find to search for it. If there's a show you like, you think, hey, has anyone done an abridged show of this? Bam, to search the name of the anime and then abridged into YouTube, and you may find it. They all do seem to be on YouTube, though. That's where the main source of them is.
True.
That's because Blip TV doesn't exist.
Yes, true.
What about your guys' experience finding stuff?
Oh, see,
that's what I mean.
I searched YouTube for abridged anime, and I found that playlist instantly, and I just dug through that. So that's where I pretty much got all. But you have to know, you have to realize, there's no way that this show has 109 episodes, abridged anime.
Yeah.
But most people are just going to skim right past that. It doesn't look like.
Well, you go on the starting thumbnail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. YouTube has a bad way of promoting their playlists. Is what I'm.
Yep. Do you go to the next one?
Yeah. So, does an abridged series need to be a parody? We were sort of talking about this a little bit earlier.
I feel it really does.
I think
I do as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel it does.
If it's just a remake, a redub, or something, that's not an.
I might as well watch the original.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, to go on a similar tangent, obviously all three of us are from the Warframe community as well. Warframe used to have regular dev streams. The number of people that I know that would do highlight videos of the dev streams, dev stream being an hour long, their highlight video being half an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I might as well just go watch the full thing, right?
Well, hell, watch the full thing at double speed.
Yeah, but at the same time, some of the more successful abridged, they were like, I don't know, 5 minutes long tops.
Yeah.
So when I have an abridged episode that's like 26 minutes long, I'm like, why am I just not watching the original?
Unless that 26-minute episode covers like
multiple
10 episodes worth of
Sure.
Or
then
they
fine.
come up with a lot of their own original jokes thrown into the mix.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if you're stretching it out with a lot of your own jokes, unless they're really good and really fit the characters, most of the time you're just wasting my time.
No, I'm with Loz on this one. If you're able to properly put in your own jokes, that you might reuse footage, or you might create new footage, or you might take footage from later on the series.
If you put in that much effort to it, sure.
Yes, yeah, you got to put the effort in. Yeah. But I mean, sometimes. So I don't know if Naz has seen it as well. This is one thing that Goblin Slayer Abridged, I think, does in the latest episode 6. It's actually like a 40-minute long thing. Yeah, and most of it is lots of the side footage of Cowgirl in the farm, and it uses all that footage, and it enhances it by doing little loops, doing pauses. So it does stretch it out. So you could say, I could just go watch the original, but I don't think you could, because they focus all the footage on just that character, where normally that footage is bounced between.
That's also not the majority of Goblin Slayer.
I know, but that episode is entirely that. So it's that long. You could just say, why don't you go watch the original? Because I think that is that is all of that footage for that character played, if not longer than what's in Goblin Slayer.
Right, fair enough.
But they make loads of unique jokes and stick to it. So but I think we can all agree it should be a parody. If you took a show and you did chop it down to try and chop up bits, what highlight?
What do you mean?
What name would we give to that then? If it's not, because abridging means to link things together. So if we did have a TV show, let's say, I know Dragon Ball Z has Dragon Ball Kai, and we can use Kai as the term. So if somebody did do I don't know,
Kai,
yeah. What's this season?
It's a
Jobless
Kai.
Reincarnation
It's
Kai, where you
a
chop out
Kai.
bits. Yeah.
I
Or
don't
is
know.
that just a
I would
highlight
say
version of the show?
I would say succinct. You know, just use
Succinct. Okay.
yeah, because
I think abridged would technically be the right term, but
Yeah, I think it is. But
I think the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and DBZ Abridged hopped on that idea, turned it into something
yeah,
But
as far as the internet is concerned.
but as you know, we've spoken about this. It needs the parody element,
Right.
It really needs
more
the parody
realistically,
element.
the stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! and DBZ should be called Dragonball Z Parody rather than Dragonball Z Abridged.
But they do say in the disclaimer that this is a parody.
Oh yeah,
no. What we're trying to
I'm not
say
arguing
is
with
that what we're trying to say is that because of the first two that started using the term term has absorbed parody into itself.
Exactly.
Even though the word itself would be what
The
would be
correct
very
one.
applicable if
The
you
people who
just
cut
chopped
their
a show and reduced it. Yeah.
People who chop those shows down and call them abridged are technically correct. It's in this case, it's not.
Yeah. So the next bit we've got is when does an abridged series become a full redub?
Like the one that Xeno was talking about, where it's like the exact same episode length and essentially hits all the same story beats. It's a fan dub.
A fandom,
I feel you've hit the nail on the head with that. It's just when they don't change any character elements, they don't change any of the backstory stuff. Like
I'd say if they chop it down, but they still hit most of the same beats in the same way without really a lot of jokes, it would also be a fan cut down.
Yeah, I mean I was talking about that time. Sorry, God, The Devil is a Part-Timer. I ended up rewatching it because I thought to myself, I can't really justify having this in the list without rewatching the original and watching the abridged. And at one point in time during the original show, at the beginning, they're all talking like fantasy language, right? They're all talking in weird language because they're in an alternate world, and they have Japanese subtitles to translate. But in the footage for the dub, they don't keep the whole fantasy language situation, and they still have the baked in Japanese subtitles.
Ooh.
Which to me that feels like a faux pas, right? You've done a dirty there. That's like making an AMV with subtitled footage, and it just massively confuses. But when again I watched this abridged of the Devil is a Part-Timer, they put so minimal effort into comparatively, right? The minimal effort into their original joke, right? And then the rest of it was like for the rest of the episode. And I was just like, fucking why even? I didn't continue it. And it got several seasons. And again, hats off, because the channel's got more subscribers than even my main channel. So again, hats off to them. But still, I mean,
can't win them all.
Tickle my funny bone. Yeah. So at that point in time, I say it's a full redub. Right. Should we move on to the next one?
Yep.
I don't know if Loz is detached his head or he's actually looking at the question.
Oh, sorry. Now I've lost the question. No,
can the abridged be better than the original?
There you go.
Hands down, yes.
Yeah, the clear answer is yes. Just look at the ones we've been talking about, with Yu-Gi-Oh! And DBZ.
Yeah.
Gosh, Goblin Slayer. Actually, I haven't watched Goblin Slayer. That's probably about as good as the original.
There are some inappropriate jokes in DBZ Abridged, but I cannot watch DBZ without watching the abridged.
Yeah.
Like to me, there is no Majin Buu saga. Like that, because TeamFourStar never did it, so there is no Majin Buu saga. I would love it if in a few years' time they turn around and say, we're gonna continue, right?
I hope they do, yeah, maybe that they
give
say
themselves a long break, like years, and then come back to it.
Yeah, sorry, I was prepping myself for one of the next questions. But yeah, you make a good point there. Can it be better than the original? I would not go. I don't think I'd even go back and rewatch Dragon Ball Z Kai or Kai, however it is, or the original Dragon Ball Z. To me, the abridged version has supplanted in my mind the original. Though I still appreciate the seriousness of the original. It is the standard. It's the same for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd never go back and watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Episodes because they'd be really boring. I'd get frustrated with them because it's like, and we play 3 cards this whole episode, and that's it. But I love Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. I've watched it many times through. Many times through. I just think it's amazing. And to me, it has replaced the original and improved upon it.
For a similar experience, there's, I don't know if either of you have ever seen Mystery Science Theater.
Yes.
I haven't.
Okay. Well, they take movies and they put their own jokes over it. Years and years later, they created a company called Riff Tracks, where they do essentially the same thing. And they've done them for some big blockbuster movies. And sometimes it's hard. Like, some of the Star Trek movies, even, it's hard. I can't go watch the original anymore. I have to see the Star Wars prequels. Cannot watch the original without the Riff Track.
Oh my god.
Similar sort of thing, though. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar.
Yeah, the thing. It's interesting because the thing itself cannot exist without the original media that it came from, but it can be an improvement beyond what the original had, to the point that I wouldn't want to watch the original anymore, and thus I want to watch the combined version or the new version. Yeah. Right. So
the next question. Yeah.
So the next question, which is shows you can watch without watching the original, I think, should we actually save that one for as we go through them?
Yes, because that makes my life easier.
Yes, okay. But the last question we can do now on our pre-questions is any abridged shows you would like to see. And sorry if I was looking down for a second, because I wanted to check if they already existed, and it kind of doesn't. So any shows you would like to see abridged that don't exist. Obviously, there's we always want to see more abridged shows as more anime comes out every year, and I think we always will, hopefully. It seems to be staying alive, and newer stuff is just as hilarious as the original stuff from back in the early 2000s. But what show do you not have a good abridged version?
Oh, actually, there's a question. Go ahead and do that one.
I kind of want to add on to this, a good abridged show that you know of. Because, as I previously stated, trying to find some of these things is really hard. Right? But I kind of would like to see... Oh, God. Actually, I'm either Fate, like some of the Fate stuff, or Overlord. Not because I've been smashing my hand in a car door for this last week at all, but, you know.
Well, I don't know if there's a very good Overlord one, but I think somebody started, the people who do the Bleach one, which they've been doing for quite a while, which is good, you can see they're sticking to their project. Yeah, they've been doing a Fate Stay Night. I only just realised just before recording, so we might have to. I'll investigate that for you, because I don't remember much about Fate Stay Night, but I remember it being boring.
I'm pretty sure I saw some Fate stuff on that giant playlist.
But you see, the thing is, if people, so that's how I'm going to do my example. Yeah, so my example of what a show I'd love to see abridged, and I swear you could make really good jokes of if they could you have to get a good team of people and everyone has to commit to it long term, would be Macross 7, which is not something we've brought up before. But Macross is very similar to Gundam. I haven't brought up Macross or Robotech before, but Macross 7, which didn't get brought over to America, is giant robots, obviously, and aliens. But the way they have to defeat the aliens is through singing. Which is hilarious. And it's a massively long show with loads of filler, which I think part of what helps abridging is having lots of content to do. And there is loads of times where they're just, the main core of the show is 3 people who are a band who have to be a band while piloting their own mech, because obviously they have to get close to the aliens to use their music. They can't just play it from, a spaceship away. So they're in the combat, in the melee, where people are shooting things, playing music to defeat the aliens. So I think they can make a really good one on that. And I have looked it up. Someone has started making it 7 years ago, and they did 2 episodes. So again, it's just not done. So it's a real shame when that happens. But I swear you could make a really funny one of that. It's just
I don't know enough about Macross or anything like that, but I kind of get, which was the one we watched at Anime Society?
Frontier.
Right, okay. I vaguely remember that, but they were more like idol singers or pop singers.
So music is always a part of Macross.
Yeah,
even the first one. So, yeah, but that one,
I could just envision that like one of the singers, they get up on stage, say whatever, I don't know well enough, and then they start singing Du hast from Rammstein.
Yes, yeah. But see, Macross 7 be the better one for that because literally the aliens are hurt by the singing, as in literally as if it's a weapon. So that one would be the brilliant one for that. Yeah. Right, Nasuth, any show you'd like to see abridged, or you think would be really funny to make?
I don't think I've seen really enough anime to have a good opinion on this.
I keep pointing out, but what was that one, the first one you keep bringing up? Oh, with the guy who's a vampire slayer and horse and fields.
Oh, Vampire Hunter D.
Yes, there must be an abridged for that. We'll have to look up that later.
Right, it's a movie! I mean, like, how on it's just freaking 5-minute movie.
People find a way. Right, since we've just gone over what it is.
Hang on, since I don't have a abridged series for you, I would like to ask a question instead. Oh god, I just had it. Oh,
god damn it, Loz.
Should a show have to be finished before somebody makes an abridged?
Ooh. No.
I'm going to say no if it has a manga or light novel so that they can get an understanding of what's to come kind of thing.
Yes, that's an excellent answer. Yeah, no, I agree with Loz.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good.
Right. Now we're going to get into just literally the rest of the show. We'll be going through some examples of abridged shows that we like or don't like, and ones that we found. And so we're going to go over and debate and show some of the points. Yep. So I think I should start this because I will start and pick the one that began it all. Yeah, pretty much bring it all with Yu-Gi-Oh. Should we start there? I think that's a good point.
The biggest, the bestest.
The biggest, the bestest, yes.
This is still working. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm trying to press the buttons and get the buttons. There we go. Right. Why is my meme up? Why did you ruin that, Nasuth? How could you?
I knew we forgot to check something.
We need a Kami-san abridged.
It's been like 4 episodes, five episodes lost.
We need an abridged.
No, wait. I mean, by abridged, you mean actually make it longer, make more fun?
Make more. I'm just going to move myself slightly.
Anyway, so you want
abridging?
Lengthening,
beginning,
extension. God knows. Anyway, right. Loz, Yugi.
Right, so the one that began it all was Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, which I think started coming out in 2004. But the earliest episode you can find now, which is on, if you go to YouTube and look for Little Kuriboh, it's the guy who did it all, does pretty much all the voices throughout, and has a really good range. I think he's now a voice actor, to be honest.
Yes.
He does like games.
I know for sure he was in an anime called Ajin.
Okay. And because I would love to find some of the pictures of YouTube when this was out, because the format looks completely different. You will look at it and be like, "What? What is that?" It's so old again. But also, I just want to point out before we talk about just some of the changes they make in the show and why it's so good, that this show suffered, and also I assume TeamFourStar's Dragonball Z, which we'll get to in a minute, suffered horrifically back then. So the early days of the internet, early days of YouTube, and the reason why we can't actually, the original upload of the first episode doesn't exist anymore is because so many times, that the creators of or 4Kids, and then I can't remember who took over who owned it after that, the company that owned the rights to it, would just keep attacking him online for making this, even though it's clearly made for love of the original show. It promotes the original show massively because it was so popular, but still it was attacked relentlessly by the copyright owners, and they keep having to bring it down. And that's why at the start of, in fact, it's not in the early episodes of this, but you start to see at the start a disclaimer saying, which is quite common now in all parody shows, that they all have the same wording, if you notice, because it comes back to the one that Little Kuriboh, or I can't remember if Little Kuriboh made it first, or TeamFourStar, to try and appease the censors of please support the official release. Yeah, they all say this wording now.
It's such a sad state of affairs that you actually tell people this is parody. It's fair use.
Yep. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Why is Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged so good? The main crux of it is just taking jokes at the ridiculousness of the situation in a futuristic world in which we decide pretty much everything through the use of a children's card game. There is not much other sports because there's a children's card game. There are TV channels devoted to watching the competitions of a children's card game. There is money that you win, like millions of whatever unit of currency you want, through playing a children's card game. In fact, the whole world, the most important thing is this children's card game. In fact, he hasn't done an abridged of it, but for the follow-up series in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, he's just going through each episode. It's taking him so long to finish this show that he didn't want to do it, but he wanted to start moving on to other projects. So he just kind of goes through the episodes. In the follow-up series, you have the military delivering cards because they're that important. Like literally whole carrier fleets to deliver cards to this one this school that teaches you about trading cards. It's that crazy a world in which we live. So
wait. That's the parody, right?
No, that's in the actual show. That's in the actual show.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's how crazy this world is. So obviously there's a load of hilarity that could ensue from just poking fun at this world of like, in the first episode, you have Yugi winning by putting 5 cards together and summoning the almighty Exodia. And he says, "It's impossible, you've summoned him." Like, why? It's like, because nobody's just figured out how to do it. It's like, you just put 5 cards down. It's just pokes fun at the whole silliness of a trading card game of just putting cards down, deciding the fate of the world, basically. But on top of it, obviously, it gets second. It can double dip in its parody potential because of, as Xeno pointed out earlier, the censorships and other weird changes that have happened because of moving from Japan to America. So, first of all, one example is the cards. Anytime you can tell if you're watching the original Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh footage or the American one, because the cards in the American one are giant pictures of the monsters with just 2 numbers at the bottom. And the reason for this is you're not allowed to show a product you're selling to kids in a show. So they had to make that to vary.
God.
Yeah, yes. That's the reason for it. So in the original Japanese, they're playing with the actual cards that you can buy. But in the American version, they're playing with these horrific looking pictures with numbers at the bottom, because obviously you can't buy them, but they still sort of work in the show. And that was enough to get around the censors. But there's other ridiculous things, such as invisible guns, where characters will just... In fact, I can reenact it here. Look, this is the kind of thing they'll do. They'll just point a hand, like, "Fear my invisible gun." And then later, actually, they make a joke when they get beyond the 4Kids footage, where they actually have guns, and a character will say, "Look, you, I paid a lot of money to hire people with real guns." It's very good. So it does poke fun of itself, and it has endured for so long. Sadly, it's very close to finishing. Even though this is the first Abridged show, it still hasn't finished because he's been doing other projects as well. But he has had health issues, obviously running the show for so long, and obviously he goes on. It's been, I assume, quite lucrative for him because he has a Patreon and he goes around to different, anime conventions. Yeah, he's doing hilarious things with, by the way, such as, and I'm going to show you guys this later. He took episode 1 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged show and put it into the Ebonics translator.
The what?
The Ebonics translator. And I'll just give you one example.
Ebonics is essentially a dialect of spoken in. Okay, we'll get into it later.
Okay. But an example of just what it does, it turns the Blue Eyes White Dragon into the Blue Peeps Whitey Dragon.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Example. So yeah, so that's something he does in a conference, but he also has episodes where he does like a rap battle between his characters, and he does that live at the so it's been very popular for him. Lots of hilarity, and he's actually done loads of music videos and movies off of it. Just so much hard work. Yeah. So you got any questions about it?
Not particularly. I do recommend
questions about this show.
No, to be fair, so one of my biggest problems with the series is at the start, all the footage is interlaced, right? Yes. Which for me and my elitist brain of minimum standards of can we not have okay, I want to get into this show. Where's a good point where the footage doesn't look like trash?
I did mean to look it up, but I think it's about 5 or 6 episodes in. And seeing as the first few episodes are only a couple of minutes long, I would say just stick it out. But yeah, the first episode is very rough. In fact, maybe watch the first episode with the Ebonics version just for hilarity's sake, because it is better quality and they do the lip sync. But the and then I think from like second or third episode on, it starts to improve. But I think forgive it for the first episode, because it was the first ever true fan based abridged project. So
you
do stick it out.
To it and not watch it.
Yeah. Well, even the thing is though, this is 2005. Even the audio quality of the first episode is not very good on the original recording. But that's just, I'd love if you went back and redid it. But then should he do that, or should he just leave it? Because that, it's almost a historic document for what it was. Should it be redone?
You could have both of them. You could have the original and the remake.
True. All right, but it began also. I think it's amazing. Do check it out. Little Kuriboh, put it into YouTube. Yeah. Right. Should we move on to someone else's?
Okay, Nasuth, do you want to go next?
Oh gosh, sure. I will take Fullmetal Alchemist, I think.
Which one?
This one.
Okay,
are they
that one.
Are they very? Do you want to do both of them
no,
together?
That's Brotherhood. Oh, why are they?
No,
I
think it might be mixing them because they got the same name, Nasuth.
Right. Well, I'm going to do the original, which is the version that sucks. But this version's actually not that bad. So it was done by Arrogant Dubs. I don't know. I didn't really look too deeply into their channel, but I'll have a link to it.
Actually, what I'll say is that there'll be a link to all of the playlists for all of these shows in the description, so people can easily find them and things. I did want to do something special about it, but the screen was going to get way too cluttered, so I
yeah. So it's hard to have. Again, so the original version was so terrible. We all know how bad it was. It's hard to do a bad parody of it, I'd say, because there's just so much there to work with, and they do a pretty good job of showing you what happened in the show for the several episodes they did. Unfortunately, it ran out episode 8, I think. But
so, do they just stop doing it?
Yeah, it seems like they've kind of stopped doing it. Unfortunately, that's a fate of a lot of these shows. But what was there was really good, really funny. I would much rather watch it than the original Fullmetal Alchemist. Would I recommend it?
Can you appreciate this one, given the fact that without watching the original FMA?
Gosh, that's actually hard to say.
A part of me feels like you can't appreciate it if you haven't watched the original FMA.
Yeah, I think that's true. Because you won't know some of the inside jokes and also there's I think 2 versions of the pilot that they did. One of them is really bad. Don't watch that one. Watch the other version.
Okay. Yeah, I meant to say that for the Yu-Gi-Oh one, by the way. You don't need to go watch original Yu-Gi-Oh. You can just watch the abridged because it's so stupid.
Yeah, I've never watched Yu-Gi-Oh, but I love Yu-Gi-Oh. It's But
so how creative are they?
You really do need the jokes.
How creative are they with the jokes in this one?
Better than some of the other ones I've seen. I wouldn't say they're top tier, but they're good enough. They're pretty close to top tier.
So they're not just repeating the actions of the series?
Not as far as I could tell, no. So
okay, cool.
Stick jokes in. Ed is really kind of an asshole. I mean, he's an asshole in the original too, but he's even more, they exaggerated that assholishness in him. He's just, he's brutal, but also an idiot. So it's good. It's good. Armstrong, no, they don't have Armstrong in that one. That's in the other one. Never mind.
Cool. Right. So, shall I take over now?
Yeah,
yes, you have anything else you want to? Cool. So, the one I want to talk about, which I can... Oh, there it is. Sword Art Online Abridged. Is it going to change? There it is. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
So, this one was done by... He's stalling for time to find the... Something Witty Entertainment. It was started, I think, was it around 2012, 2013, something like that. And they have done the first part of season 1, and they're part way through the second. Why? Freaking! I need to fix this. they've done the partway through the second part of season 1. And in all honesty, I much preferred this show for one simple fact. Kirito is a giant dickhead, right? I mean, like, he is a Gary Stu through and through.
In the source footage.
In the source footage, right? Yeah. Well, no, he's a Gary Stu in this as well.
One of the key features of a Mary Sue or Gary Stu is that people have to like them just right away, just for no reason. People will like them, which really happens in the original. So the fact that they give him, there's no, a Gary Stu has no character flaw. You know, that's the thing, and that's why characters will just sort of turn up, and then even their mortal enemies will just start liking them for no reason. That's part of the original where it came from. So in the source footage, Kirito really is. People like him. But in this, he's a dick. And so he has a flaw, which means, yes, he's still really good and everything, but that's compensated by he cannot interact with people to save his life. So he's not a Gary Stu anymore. Yeah.
So it was the way that they told the jokes, the way that they even did oh God, I swear they did. Oh God. The South Park, World of Warcraft, crossover where they're like, oh, we got to kill thousands of boars. They even took the piss out of that.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm very sure they did. I don't think there's another one of the shows that we've watched that's an isekai. So I'm very sure it was this one that actually did that.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But anyway.
I did rewatch it all recently. I might have missed it because I was watching it quite quickly, but still, yeah.
It was like the first or maybe second episode.
Yeah.
So
the only thing I remember from the first episode of this is when he kills a ball with a pebble, and then he gives the entire with a pebble.
He's like he artificially creates this monolithic narrative for the pebble, and it was absolutely brilliant.
Just to dig out one character's uselessness at killing balls, it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, and I was really happy with this, and I feel that you can potentially watch this without seeing the original, but I feel that if you've seen the original, you will appreciate this so much more because of how unlikable Kirito is. And they escalate the story so well. At one point in time in the narrative, and don't really care, spoilers, but the big thing is that Asuna, the two characters we've got on screen right now, Asuna on the right, Kirito on the left, they get married, and they kind of treat it as a game of chicken, like who's gonna bail out first, right? Yeah. And they have internal monologues, how they're psyching each other, and it was like, you know, will you marry me? And like, oh no. And so they're having internal arguments about how they're going to address this. So it's like, no, I've got this. Second brain, I've got this. Yes. Second brain turns, what the fuck was that? Why did you say? I don't know. I panicked.
Yeah, so
it's such a classic comedy escalation, but they pull it off so well. It's really good.
Especially with the limitations of the events happening in the original.
Yes. I haven't seen Sword Art. I did watch this, though, and I loved this. It makes me not want to watch Sword Art because I know it can't possibly be this funny and this good.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was going to be the key scene I was going to point out, because they've reinvented the characters. The both of them are not very good at communicating with people. Obviously more with Kirito, but they're both kind of dicks. And they run with that, and they escalate and combine. And now you've brought the two characters really close together. How do they interact? Both being dicks, which is amazing that they can make it work. All they can really edit off the footage is maybe a few emotions on the faces and a few like positions of the eyes and shaking and things. But they can tell so much more from that. They do. It's obviously they started and they changed the characters, and then they've followed it through very naturally, which is amazing based on the footage they had. I think it was brilliant.
The only downside to this one is that they seem to be only releasing an episode once a year, if not longer. I really hope they continue this. I only just recently found it. I will be keeping my eye out open for it.
I remember watching this years ago and getting annoyed that they'd only done so much back then, and the fact they're still going, I just want to look and say it's great that they're still going, and it looks like they're still going.
Yeah.
If they want to
support
stop,
them and tell them to
yes.
Keep going.
Yeah, give them a like, give them a sub. Always useful to do these things. But if I was going to say, like, this is a great example. If they want to stop this and they don't want to go beyond the normal sword art, if they just stop at the end of this arc, perfect point to stop. I don't mind it if a show finishes. So, what is it, part 2 of season 1? Is that what they're on?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they finish that and then they go, right, that's it, we're not going to do it anymore, at least they have finished their story. And you're not left going, oh, come on, I want to be this as a complete product. So I hope they finish out and just finish, at least get that far. I know there's so many more Sword Art Online shows that they could spin off into. They got the time, but at least if they just finish this arc, and it's doing so well, I just think it's great.
Okay, Loz, your next one.
Oh, is it back to me, is it? Right, I'm going to do the Naruto one, which is actually going to be like 2 Abridged shows I'm going to talk about, but yeah.
Okay. I did hit the button.
I really should have done that with Fullmetal too.
Freaking ostrich ninjas. No one's ever got that far. Right, so there's actually, that I'm aware of, there might be more now, but there's 2 Naruto shows that I want to talk about. One is, started out back in like the early 2000s, was following off the coattails of Little Kuriboh's Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. And they got so far with that. It's not terrible, but the humor is very weak and the editing's not as good, and I find it a bit weak and cringy. But the point I want to say from it is that obviously I think that got, at the time before we got TeamFourStar, which became the superstar that it was with their Dragonball Z Abridged. I think the Naruto one was the second most popular after Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. And the little Kuriboh got so annoyed, I think he must have got annoyed or just frustrated with this other show, that he did his own rendition of Naruto Abridged. And it is just hilarious because he turns him into a smoker. He turns him into everyone's making fun of him, and he's making fun of other people, and he just carries on with that and sticks to it. It's so good, that one. But then the key point of that one, which I think is the shining gem of it, and I've shown this to the both of you, is the original Naruto Abridged that was going to happen, the not so popular one. They said they were going to do the movie, to the point that they even called out for people to help them with more voice acting potential for the background characters, and they never made it. To the point that little Kuriboh made it a joke, and I've shown this joke to you two if you remember.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
About how damn it, I'm gonna do this abridged movie myself, and he does. And you guys haven't even seen the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie is also great. Yeah. But it's so good. So, but sadly though, the better version is the little Kuriboh one, which I think you can find on his channel. If not, if you Google Naruto Abridged Little Kuriboh, you'll be able to find it. We'll probably put a link for the description for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's only 10 episodes of the Naruto show and then the movie. But you don't need to go see Naruto to watch it. Seeing as Naruto is so huge, I don't think, and I don't worry too much that there's not that he didn't stop at a point or anything. But just the movie alone is just hilarious. You could even just watch that and just enjoy it. It's so good.
Okay, which is bigger, Naruto or One Piece?
One Piece.
Oh, One Piece. Oh God, One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece.
One day I will approach that.
Good.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Why not?
Because they haven't made an abridge of it yet.
There probably is. There definitely is. But I'm not even going to look.
Yeah.
I don't even look.
Quiet, Loz.
This is where everyone's like, "Oh my God, guys, do you guys not watch the One Piece Abridged? It's hilarious." And I'm like, "No, we're not. No."
On a tangent, if you guys have any recommendations for abridges that aren't in this, feel free to shove them in the comments.
Yeah. We'd love to see more.
Nasuth.
Well, so I don't have to do both Full Metals back to back. I will do. Which
is
was
there
is a Kill Abridged. There really shouldn't be though, because Kill is already kind of like a deconstruction of this genre, and the people who did it essentially did like the redubs that we were talking about. It's cut down, but they hit all the exact same beats. They even do a lot of the similar Makoto. Is that the girl sidekick? Or is that the main girl?
Yeah. No. Ryoko's the main girl.
Ryoko's the main girl. Motoko is, she's exactly the same as she is in the show. Everything is almost exactly the same as it is in the show. I kept saying to myself while watching this, why am I not just rewatching? I just recently watched Kill la Kill for the first time. All the way through. And I'm just like, why am I not just watching the original again? Because on like double speed, because this is just it. All it is. The acting, the talent's fine. It's not bad. It's not really super good. It's above average. But it's just about it. Yeah, it doesn't really bring anything new. Just get you can't really parody a parody. Talent's all right. It's just not really on investing your time in it unless you really don't want to watch Kill la Kill.
So, how far does it get through? Does it do the whole show?
No. Jeez, how far did they get?
How many episodes did they do?
Oh gosh, I don't remember how many episodes any of these really. To be honest, it wasn't all the way through that. That's for sure. I think they just gotten to the part where they introduced the mother for the first time.
Right, and is it still going, or does it look like that's it? Okay.
Which I guess I could do. I mean,
click on the link.
You've got the links.
You got the link. You got the power.
Because so Kill la Kill was already had its own sort of humor in itself. Yeah, when was our last episode? Can we go?
2017. So probably not.
No, yes, that's probably
not.
There. It was doing okay for you.
8 episodes.
Yeah. You got 8 episodes of it, so yeah, go check it out, I suppose. But Kill la Kill already had its sort of own humor in it, inbuilt.
Exactly. So that's the problem. That they were trying to tell jokes, but they were just the same jokes told. Well, essentially the same jokes told with the same humor.
Hmm.
They didn't really give the characters any new characteristics or dynamics. They didn't work in any little side stories like you'd see in DBZ or Yu-Gi-Oh. It was just the show.
That's kind of sad, but yeah, that'd be a hard project to do. I could see, but they've done 8 episodes, so I'll have to. I feel,
from the sounds of it, this is a project that fell victim to, the people that were doing it. They had too much love for the original and I do wonder.
I'm sure they'd be fine in other shows with other themes, but not something that they love. Already comedy.
I see what Xeno's starting to mean with that, yeah. Because if you really they enjoyed the show, so they watched the show and think, oh, wouldn't it be great if there was an abridged version? But then you've got to be able to look at the critical points of the show and almost look at its bad points to be able to isolate them and come up with jokes from that. But if you like the show too much, you can't be that critical.
But the show already does that.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So because the original already does that, there's not much wiggle room for what they can do with a parody. Whereas, like, for example, one thing we could do for an over... I don't know why I'm getting so interested in this whole Overlord Abridged idea, but hypothetical Overlord Abridged idea. One thing we could do is, the bit where he's powering up, he's casting all those buffs on himself, right? 3 hours later.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would work. It would just work.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's room to pull that. Because we do not have the admiration that some people have. We have the ability to jab at it, mock at it, and things like that.
Yeah. But also the show doesn't have that much humor or self-referential humor. It's played very seriously. So you can take fun of what it's doing or trying to do because of it. Yeah.
Right. Unless you have anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
Right, I am going to move on to My Hero Academia. That's going to happen. See, this is one of the bugs. No, I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware. Just let it. It'll calm down. It's fine. It'll date.
It's fine.
You, Jean. Ha.
It should. Calm down. Background, please. Background.
Like there's multiple My Hero Academia shows. We get multiple screens.
Oh, now he's fucking got it.
Okay, good.
Right. I don't know why. It's like you threaten a pause and then it stops. Anyway, so My Hero Academia. There's multiple abridges, and that's what's causing this paradox of which background image they're going to actually show. We are aware that that exists. We haven't got a clue what's causing it as of yet, but we will find it at some point. Right, the whole point of My Hero Academia Abridged, we have the TeamFourStar version, which was a 5-minute parody of season 1. We have the I'm gonna have to quickly look this up. The Something Witty Entertainment, which was the same people that did Sword Art Online. They did 2 episodes of My Hero Academia Abridged, and then we also have, I have to scroll down and find it. Nope, that's not the right one. Nope, it's still not the right one. Joyride Entertainment, who did the 3rd one that I have seen. So the Something Witty one, the one done by the Sword Art Online people, I watched the first episode. I did not like it. It felt too close to the source material, where Deku is still the main protagonist. He's still a whiny little kid. The bully is still a bully. The only difference really is the fact that the Superman character is not liked by the general. But that's realistically the only difference I found between the characters. All right, LOZ back if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah.
With the 5-minute stuff, you didn't really explore the different characters. It was just jumping from event to event to event, mocking the pacing, mocking the silly nature of it, and it was great. But with the again, I have to bloody find the name. The one done by Joyride Entertainment was the one I appreciated the most because it tried to do something completely different. It took the mass volume of footage that they had and tried to change the narrative. So, the main character, he has cancer, right? It turned out the school bully ended up giving him cancer because he bullied him too much. And that changed the dynamic between those characters. And a little bit of a spoiler, basically the main character is removed from the events of the 2nd season, or what would be the 2nd season of the show entirely, right? And how they pull that off, I thought was really well done. Right? There was only one instance that I had actually remembered from watching the 2nd season that I was like, wait a second. Those characters fought each other. And I completely forgot about it. So I really liked how they did this show, but the problem felt with the show, as it went on, it was getting too serious. The comedic relief characters became dark and mysterious and brooding, and it didn't necessarily feel like it was the same show. Dragonball Z Abridged also suffered this towards its end, right? And in all honesty, after 20 odd episodes, I think like 22 episodes or 25 episodes, I've pretty much just put this down. Like, I might pick this up again later. It got weird. It got too dark. And the worst thing was that the way characters were voiced kept on changing. So it was hard to follow who was actually talking when they weren't on screen. Personally, I do say give this a watch, but I don't know if it's going to be for everyone.
I'll actually have to check it out. I've also never seen My Hero Academia. I really should check out. There's so many on the list. I should check.
You can leave that one. No, in all honesty, the first season, the only good part is at the very end of the season. The 2nd season was quite good the majority of the way through it. And then it just sort of peters off.
What, are we talking about the abridged or the normal show?
No, the original.
The original. Yeah.
I think I gave up halfway through the 3rd season.
I wouldn't be surprised. Do you know, I can't even... How many seasons are there now?
5.
I cannot tell you more than 3 seasons worth of content. I can remember the last season. I can remember the first season, and I can sort of make up a season in my mind in between. I can't really fill all those in. So
a large part of the problem I have with My Hero Academia, the original, is it's a tournament show through and through, and it's just like they got to a point where they were doing a tournament arc to get their license to be a was it their provisional license?
Provisional license, yeah.
Yeah. They were doing a tournament arc to get their provisional license. Like, wait a second, what was the tournament arc before?
Yeah,
that was their SAT.
That was a tournament to get into the tournament.
That was the yearly school tournament.
And it's just like, why are there so many fucking... when are they gonna fucking... Where's the villains?
Well, that's... Yeah. The last 2 seasons have been kind of that. So, yeah, if you just held out... But then the thing is, in the last 2 seasons, like, two of the characters didn't get their provisional license, and they've been lingering behind you. It's like, I just don't care about licenses at this point. And now they're all done at least, but still, it's just like... Ugh.
Do you remember my comment before about slamming my hand in a car door as the same experience as watching Overlord?
Yes.
Overlord. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel that way again.
Anyway, Loz, next one.
Well, just want to point out before you continue on one of the My Hero Academia, the one I don't think you think is. I think you've only watched one episode of it. And you thought there wasn't much to the first episode. Is actually done by the Sword Art Abridged people.
I said that.
Oh, did you? Yeah, and they've even actually gotten. Is it Takahata 101? Who I think he did one of the Naruto shows that I talked about originally, but he still does very good voice acting. He does All Might, I think, in the new show. And you've only watched one episode of it, yeah?
Yeah.
I would say the second episode does show more potential. So I'm seeing as that they're doing these are the same people who do the Sword Art Online ones, and they do commit to it, and they do clearly have things planned out, like they did with the great stuff with Asuna and Kirito's internal monologues and the one-upmanship.
Fine.
I'm hoping that they're going to need time because obviously annoying thing is 1 a year or roughly thereof. So I think that when they actually get more characters, because they do in that episode 2 and they can play around more characters, that maybe they have potential in the future. So that is one to watch out for, I'd say.
Okay, right. Well, what are you gonna go next?
What have I got next? I just looked it up, so I'm going to do Attack on Titan because it's a bit of a weird one, I would say, because there is a few that have done Attack on Titan, but I cannot see anyone that's done more than 2 or 3 episodes. And the most famous one is actually done by TeamFourStar. But I was just trying to look it up just now. I think they've completely disowned it. They're doing of it. They only did 1 episode. It's about 20 minutes long. It does cover several episodes worth. And it was really good. It was really quite funny. But it's not on their channel anymore. And they don't seem to have the original upload anymore for it.
Yeah. I found that as well. Is that the one where they really take the point of the girl eating the potato?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, it's the same one.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really good, and they really put all their effort into it. But they didn't do more than 1 episode. They seem to have abandoned it, even though it did really well. It's no longer on their channel. There's only other people who have re-uploaded it, and I'm quite shocked by it because it even opens out by saying like, in the fog with like 2011 GBZ abridged and Hellsing abridged, and now this, as if this was going to be their next big project. The 1 20-minute episode though, you don't need to have seen Attack on Titan to enjoy it. It has just as much amazing work as they've done for Dragonball Z Abridged, and I think you could watch it and enjoy the ridiculousness of it, especially some of the jokes they make. But I'm just really sad that I haven't got much to say because it's just 1 episode. They clearly abandoned it. They've moved on from doing most of their abridging projects anyway. They seem to be doing new animations is what they seem to be focusing on, and obviously general Twitch stuff now, which is rather sad.
Oh, so apparently the first episode of Titan Abridged premiered on YouTube in late 2013.
Yeah.
YouTube removed the video for copyright violations 2 months later. TeamFourStar then said it would host the show on their own home website, which it did for a time, but then the group received a takedown notice that forced the episode offline.
Wow.
See, it really annoys me because there's other people who have made since then such shows, and I bet you it's only because around that time it was a popular show, so the people owning the rights to it, again, not learning from all these other shows where, I mean, just to point out, the TeamFourStar themselves were so popular with Dragon Ball Z Abridged that they voice act in Dragon Ball Kai.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They do. They actually voice act the back.
I think one of their voice actresses.
Like 1 episode though.
Yeah.
I think one of their voice actresses is actually in Nier Automata as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. But like the show itself did want to acknowledge them, and I think it's in the Cell games where there's like a movie of Cell or something, and all the voice acting there is the TeamFourStar characters. As kind of an in-joke to them. And so it's obviously that Toei Animation did appreciate finally that they were actually adding to the popularity of the show. And actually,
I mean, part of me wonders if that's why Kai exists in the first place. Because they said, "Oh, people like a shorter version of Dragon Ball."
Probably,
Z.
yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if that inspired them. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it annoys me that then. No, yeah.
Isn't there also the Nappa voice in? Oh God, I can't remember if it's like. I think it's Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 1 or 2. They actually have Nappa from TeamFourStar.
Really?
As a voice to choose from.
He's my favorite character.
Nice. Yeah,
of course.
Such an amazing voice. But see, it's so great to see when a company appreciates the free work and free advertisement that fans can do for you, especially when it's done to this quality. And then it went for this show, obviously. And I almost refused to watch the new Attack on Titan because they did such a massive break and no excuse. And it was popular at first. And I think that's the company just went, oh no, they're doing something to do with our stuff. Shut them down. And that's just, if anything, it's going to hurt the long-term duration of the product. Effect. Yeah.
Well, they're going to talk more about the fact that you shut it down than any quote-unquote bad press you would have gotten from the show, the thing existing in the first place.
But I think, like, I will go and rewatch Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged and Dragon Ball Z Abridged every year or so, just because I find them so good, and that they make me enjoy the product more. The fact that this doesn't have any more than that, I completely forget about this because of it. If it had a good abridged show, it could mean that the show could last way longer than its original length, just because people might want to rewatch the humorous version of it. It's just a shame. It's free marketing.
So I do know that in... so I'm just trying to find... no, I'm going to stop doing that. I do know in Japan they don't have the same fair use laws as other countries around the world. And I think that this is in part a problem. Like, if you have licensed out the source material to shows in other countries, then realistically, like, you should be adherent to their laws. If they've licensed, so if you've licensed it in America, then the American law of free use, fair use, should apply.
But it does.
Alternately, it should only be blocked in the country where it, like, so Japan could block Attack on Titan Abridged.
Yeah.
But not, people use
other parts of the world.
Again, that's how it should be. But, and TeamFourStar would have to taken whatever Japanese company it is to legal court, costing millions probably, before they get that ruling. And they probably would, because once it gets that far.
But still, no, I think it's a case of, like, you'd have to take YouTube to court, because, like, YouTube's like, no. You can block it in Japan. You can't block it in the UK. You can't block it in other parts of Europe. You can't block it in America, just because Japan doesn't have fair use. Right?
I'm not a legal expert, but my understanding is you'd have to take YouTube acts on behalf of the company when doing the block, so you take the company to court, not YouTube. It's a sort of this legal grey area sort of thing, because all these laws were never really written with the idea of a international digital global distribution system that you can just load in 2 seconds into account. These were written in the days of, I've stuck it on this little black box, which only works in my VHS. That's the days these laws were written.
Betamax. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah. So it's a sad tale of we're going a bit of history of abridging here, and they don't all pan out, even with such support that this one had. I bet you if they made it now, they wouldn't complain. I bet you if you made it now, they wouldn't be. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yes, which one are you going to go for, Nasuth?
Yes, let's get the other Fullmetal out of the way. So I really should have done these two together, because there's not a huge amount to say about this one. This is actually the one when I said that there was one that had 2 first episodes. This is actually and the first episode is terrible. Or the original first episode is terrible. The second one is all right. It's better. It's still not good.
Cat, you're blocking my notes.
So this one was done by Team Brotherhood, and it only has 3 episodes total.
Oh.
And so clearly they didn't have a huge amount of passion for it. Do not recommend it. It tries really, really hard to put jokes in, and you can feel how forced they are. Doesn't come in organically. Doesn't fit the characters really that well. And so it's a case where I think they were really Gosh, I might have to pause. Yes, it doesn't feel. It's a case where it feels like they were trying to jump into the popularity of the show. They're like, come, we're gonna do a parody show, and it can just tell that it's dripping with that sort of mentality.
Right, quick pause.
All right.
I think I already hit it, man.
You already hit it.
I already hit it, man. Man, it's already been hit.
It's already been hit.
It's already been hit, man. Anyway, so this is got 3 episodes. It feels forced. When was the last episode?
I just had that up.
Fandonks ago.
2014.
Oh yeah, this is gone.
It's dead.
This is not being continued.
Probably for the best. I go watch the original. Why would you watch a terrible abridged version of Brotherhood when you can go watch Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Brotherhood is listed as one of the best.
There are things you could make
so.
fun of in Brotherhood, and they just missed all those opportunities.
Like taking the piss out of the fact that they were orphans. Batman. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like people shouldn't try, but if you really want to make a good abridged show, you have to have a bit of skill with humor and have to sit down and maybe even do a few drafts. And I think some people just want to get on the bandwagon of we'll just do an abridged show and we'll be really popular. Then
when did Brotherhood come out? 2009. Okay, so it's probably relatively popular.
It's oh god, yeah. No. Honestly, as Lost said, like Brotherhood is like one of the pinnacle anime out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right. It really, really is. It's so highly rated across all the boards. But one thing I will say from past experience at doing machinimas, it's important to have a plan. It's really important to know where you're taking a show. You cannot just wing it. If you wing it, you're just making it so difficult for yourself.
And I assume one of the other things is people probably jump on a project not realizing the scale of the time investment they need to do.
Yeah.
And then they just go, I don't want to keep doing this. Or they're like, oh yeah, it'd be so much fun. We could do an abridged show. And it's like, right, so I need you to do these lines. Can you come up with some jokes? Can you do this? Where's the next script? Where's this? And like, I can't be bothered anymore. And, unlike Little Kuriboh, not everyone's a Little Kuriboh with such great range. They can't carry it, the majority of it by themselves. He does. I don't think he does all the voices. He does the majority of the voices. We're talking like 90+%. He writes all the scripts. Much talent to the lad. To the guy.
Right. I'm gonna jump in and do. Wait, it is me. Yeah.
It is you again. Yes.
Right. I'm gonna do The Devil is a Part-Time. It's bad. Don't watch it. Just don't.
So I've not seen the original of this. What's the original anime about? I've not even heard of this.
So The Devil is a Wait, I watched 2 episodes of I can't remember. I fucking watched it. So the premise is effectively there's a fantasy world where light and dark are fighting each other. Dark is being crushed by the light, and effectively they're surrounded on all 4 sides of their one continent. And so the dark decides to spread out and create a single unified world where the dark can live without fear of the light. Yeah. So it is ruled by Satan, right? So the character sat down here is Satan, right? And the hero, the holy hero, emerges and is able to push back the forces of the dark, and ends up like killing 3 of the 4 generals of Satan, right? In doing so, they bring the fight to Satan, and Satan's like, well, I can't win this. I'm going to retreat, but I'll be back. So Satan goes through a dimensional gate and ends up on Earth where there's no magic. And he's lost his big macho form and is now a weedy little human. And he can't get back because there's no magic on Earth. So he basically gets a job to live on Earth. And it turns out he wasn't the only one that came through the gate, because the hero chased after him. And she's also stuck on Earth without any magic.
So it's already a humorous setup to begin with.
Yes.
And I see you're laughing that you liked the original show.
Yes, it is a good show. The original show is totally worth watching.
Right, so
it's actually getting a second part. Huh?
Oh. Wow, that's quite impressive for almost 10-year-old show.
Yeah. I think it's getting its second part next year. And I remember feeling left wanting after watching the first part. Though I cannot remember in detail the show itself, and I am rewatching the whole thing. I'll probably be done by tonight. But what did you ask me? Oh, is there something that you can easily parody? I don't think it is, because it's already a comedy, right? And when I watched the first episode, I can't even remember the second episode of the Abridged shows, but I've definitely watched it. I'm looking at my YouTube history right now. Like, it just repeats the same... Oh, wait, no, I'm remembering it now. It just repeats the same jokes of the series. And it's just like, aha, I'm going to cast ball lightning! It's literally the same that they made in the series, and he can't use magic, and like
yeah, it's the same thing the Kill la Kill one had, but Motoko eats food. Ha 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 ha! Oh, it's funny. Yeah, it was when they did it in the original. It's not so much when you do it.
If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them. I don't want to linger on this. I want to give the floor to something worth watching.
Okay.
Loz?
Yeah, sure, move on.
2.
I think I will continue in kind and do Hellsing Ultimate. Because maybe that way we'll work back on their footage, and maybe when we get back to Xeno, he can do Dragonball Z. So, Hellsing Ultimate is the second Abridged series done by TeamFourStar. It is a... Now, I think Xeno has seen some of the original Hellsing Ultimate.
I've seen all of the original Hellsing Ultimate.
My simple question is, it's played straight, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Hellsing Ultimate is to do with, I think, is it Van Helsing? It's whatever, it's vampires.
No, it's Dracula.
Dracula. Okay. It's called Hellsing.
The company is called Hellsing.
But the key thing is vampires set in Britain. I don't know what the time period would be, but it's played.
Oh, it's
probably like the 60s or something.
No, it's early 90s.
Okay.
Wow, really? Wow.
Yeah.
But it is played serious. We have the vampiric forces of evil versus the structured forces of order, with I think you've got the Vatican and all the religions working together and things like that. But the abridged version of it, of all the things to choose to do an abridged version of, it is hilarious.
Yeah.
It is a laugh a minute. They rip the setting to pieces. They add in their own jokes, which are hilarious.
They really are.
And even just going for a walk is a joke in this show.
They only did like one a year, didn't they? But I mean, each one was finely crafted in.
Yes. Yeah. I think they released them was it near Christmas? It was for a set time of the year they were releasing, or maybe it was near Halloween. They were trying to release them for a set time of the year. I think it's about 6 episodes, and they've even done. It goes as far again. I think this is when you can really show a good abridged show that they can even do musical spin-offs. I know they've done a parody of, I think it's one of the Hamilton songs or the songs from Hamilton, and I can just listen to that on repeat. It's so good. The voice actors are doing a great job. The lyrics are changed really good. It fits the new premise that they show in the abridged version of the show. It's so good. It even sets off jokes, and I'm just going to do it from here of bitches love cannons. Another sign of a good abridged show is where you get jokes, one-liners. Actually, I'll pull a one-liner from Yugo. The abridged I didn't do is that's it. Screw the rules, I have money is one of the great ones from Yugo, the abridged series. So that's how you can really tell a good abridged show, when they come up with witty one-liners that fit the show and just were not at present the original and are just hilarious. I mean, you can look at the footage we're watching and it is all grim and dark and red and blood and armies of zombies and vampires fighting each other and all this horrific stuff. And yet the show is just hilarious. So give that one a watch. You don't need to watch the original. I have not seen Hellsing, the original Hellsing Ultimate. I have watched the abridged Hellsing Ultimate several times through, and I think I'm going to watch it again actually after this because it is just such good fun. And they even, I think they even improve upon it and alter the story by the end, the way the ending works as well.
I will say, you may want to watch the original of Hellsing Ultimate. I eventually did, because like the episodes were coming out once a year for the longest time.
So cannot allow people doing their own fan works to
no. The original, right? Because it was an OVA, right?
Oh, right.
The original was being so like it was like a Gundam Unicorn. Like I have to rewatch all of Gundam Unicorn because I can't. The new Evangelion movies. The 4th one finally came out. I can't fucking remember what happened in 1, 2, and 3. I have to go rewatch those before I can watch 4. Right. So I did finally finish Hellsing Ultimate sometime last year, and in all honesty, the end of Hellsing Ultimate is not that great. It kind of just like, and now, as the author, I don't give a fuck anymore. The end.
Right.
And then draws a middle finger. That's what it felt like. So, but
Have you seen the end of the abridged?
I don't know if I have seen the end of the abridged,
So he has to, there's a, you don't think
I know
you
what
have?
we're watching after the podcast.
Oh my god.
Every Soul? Does that make sense? Do you remember? I hope you remember.
I mean, that kind of relates to the original as well.
What happens to the original?
Well, shit, I've blacked out my brain.
Does he eat people?
I think
he eats.
No, I think
yeah.
I think he gets his powers fully unlocked, and every spirit that he has in. Oh god, yeah, no, he eats Schrodinger, and it just completely fucks with him, and he can't exist and not exist at the same time. He kind of implodes on himself. That was the original.
Oh, do you want the end of the abridged?
Go on then.
He has to have a sit-down session and work out the problems of every single soul he's eaten.
Oh, okay. That was. I don't think that would. Be, I don't think I've seen that.
He has to, like a psychiatrist, sit down and talk to every single soul.
Oh god.
Yeah.
He's there for a long ass time.
Oh
So
yeah.
good.
It's great.
Cool. Right.
It's still worth watching the abridged. This one is great for one-liners. I do actually remember you not liking this abridged because they did is a little bit more suggestive sexually. They might make a lot of puns in that direction.
Me?
I do remember yes, yeah. You told me you didn't like it as much because of it.
How long ago was that?
Years ago.
Can't remember.
I
I really can't remember. I mean, maybe it's just a case of I feel a little bit awkward whenever I sit down in a room trying to watch this stuff because it's like, get this bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons. It's just like, oh,
and then his mom walks
really
in.
have that.
Mom.
So there was Yeah, I've seen plenty of memes of the same vein, but anyway, yeah. So let's.
My last thing of my favorite character in the show is just, and I'll do it for YouTube scripture as well. The portrayal of the bad guys from WW2 in this is hilarious.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, it is a good show. I just want to point out because they should always make fun of, and they do, and it is so good. They're my favorite characters in this show.
Right, Nasuth.
Right, I'm gonna do everyone's favorite shield hero. Which is only a single episode from a year ago.
I've seen a few. There is a few versions of this that I've.
Yes, I did see another one that another shield hero specifically. Like as much, I don't remember who. Awful. I kind of like this one. It's not great. It feels like some of the jokes are a little bit forced, but some of the other ones are just perfect. So it may be a case of them trying to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. But it was pretty good. I wish they had done more. I would watch more, but it seems like they have a habit of just doing a little bit of everything, just looking at it. They've done ReZERO, but only one episode. They've done several of Seven Deadly Sins. It is the Schmuck Squad.
Yeah, this is Goblin Slayer and Demon Slayer Abridged. This is them. This is them. Which is why I want to see more.
Oh man, only 10k views on Goblin Slayer Abridged episode 6. That is a crime.
Yeah.
No, that's the preview.
Wait, no, that's the preview.
Yeah, that's the preview. I don't even know
2 minutes long.
I'm on their videos, but it's not showing any. It's not showing episode 6. No, and I know they've done the pilot for this, but I don't see it either. So I don't know.
Yeah, that came out yesterday.
Yeah. So again, only one episode. Maybe they'll get back to it in the future. Who knows? Maybe it didn't hit and nobody wanted to see them do it.
But I mean, 800. That's almost 1 million views on that.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I mean, the shield hero setting, obviously, again played straight. Not many jokes. I think that's a good premise to work with. Maybe they just
Maybe they thought they couldn't get too many jokes out of it. I don't know what the deal is. It's good enough that I would say go watch it, but also go into it realizing you're not gonna see. I think it stops right around the time that the slave trader shows up. So that's as far as they got.
The first episode.
Yep.
Is that really in the first episode that he shows up?
The first episode of Shield Hero is a double
shit.
episode, though.
And how long is this?
We'll never know.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
So just go watch the original.
No. The first episode of Shield Hero is a double episode.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine.
Cool.
Yep, that's it.
You have to give that a watch. Even though they'll never do it anymore. Right, okay. So that was Nasuth on the same... Wait. Oh, no, it's...
No, it is Xeno. It is Xeno. Sorry. My bad.
Oh, I don't know. I could either continue the TeamFourStar and go Dragonball Z Abridged, or I could go like Goblin Slayer or Demon Slayer Abridged and follow the Schmuck Squad. Oh, I'm in a conundrum. Dragonball Z Abridged. All right. that was very difficult.
The superstar I wanted to say of the abridging series, definitely.
Yes,
for sure.
I love Yu-Go the Abridge more, but I just want to say I think this has just made a bigger impact. And I love Yu-Go the Abridge series. Love it.
DBZ Abridged really showed what you could do with an abridged series and not just completely limit yourself to just the original source. It felt like the relationship and like the meta fourth wall breaking. I really liked when it came to things like Nappa and like, look, Vegeta, it's a Chaozu. and
catch it.
And he throws a Pokeball at it. And, they kind of edit in a Pokeball hitting it, hitting Chaozu. Again, look, Vegeta, it's a Yoshi. It's Nappa was brilliant. They really play. You could tell that they really played with DBZ Abridged a lot before they decided to start making and things, or even if they were,
My understanding is they originally only wanted to do the Saiyan saga.
Yes, it really clearly stops after like Vegeta fucks off and things, and then I think it was like it's similar. Oh, pardon me. Red versus Blue, like.
Oh yeah.
Red versus Blue was only originally going to be 4 episodes or something like that. Then it turned out to be like a whole series, and they were going to, we'll do 4 seasons, and then it just blew up into even more. So, but the Dragon Ball Z Abridged manages to do so much more. There's so many jokes, things like the muffin button, right? Which, I mean, how often have we made that in JokeLoz of the muffin button?
Yep.
Muffin button.
I can't. Yeah, there's so many more jokes that I can't think of right now.
And it's dodge. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Space Duck?
Exactly. We've. I was going to make that joke earlier. It's like, the majestic space duck. Anyway. But it's again, I think the fact that they had a full cast of full voice cast, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is great, and I think that little Kuriboh does a great job with what he does, but having a full cast lets you do even more things.
Yeah, so he's a very skilled individual, but if you have a group of skilled individuals, the range is just even more. But it's amazing they've also been able to keep all these people together working on the project. That's just amazing. One of the big things about Dragon Ball Z Abridged is it does come to an end, not at the end of Dragon Ball Z, the series, but I don't know if you count it as halfway through. It's at the end of the Cell games, right? Well, the only arc left was Dragon Ball's separate sagas.
I thought the Margin. Well, I mean, there's the Great Saiyaman saga. There's
the most broad one is the Saiyan saga, the Frieza saga, the Cell saga, and then just the Buu saga. Yeah, that is the most broad application of the terms. They got most of the way through.
Yeah. I don't know. I always remember the Great Saiyaman saga being its own separate.
Yeah, you can break that down, but it's just
Buu doesn't come in for quite a while.
Yeah, but there's also then you could add the Garlic Junior saga in, which was just a waste of space.
We don't acknowledge that.
We don't talk about Garlic Junior.
So
also, Garlic Junior stuff was way before.
It was before Cell saga.
Yeah.
But but that's the same. It's the same feeling of what Saiyaman saga.
Oh, no. But like the Garlic Junior saga was like 5 episodes. It was the Great Saiyaman saga where I swear it was like a couple of months worth of crap.
Yeah, it's only about like 13. That's still only like 10 episodes. It's
I'm talking about like an episode a day because that's how it was aired in the UK.
Oh, I can't remember episodes. I think Garlic Junior is a bit longer than that because they really strung it out. Oh, it was awful.
Oh, God. Anyway,
Garlic Junior. That's how much impression he made.
Nothing happened.
The screenshot.
I had to get that. I had to get that when I saw it.
Good job. Right, but it did feel with Dragon Ball Z Abridged as they were getting closer and closer to the end. It just got too serious. The tone changed massively, and there were a number of times when Loz and I would just be like, "Did you understand what the fuck just happened?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, me neither." Like I think they did the right thing by going, right, we're stopping now.
Yeah,
we are.
Because they talked about how much they love the Buu saga and the Cell saga, and I think they're getting into that territory where they love it more than they parody it.
Yes, and I think again that's something that just to repeat myself, like wind up doll. It's the same problem the My Hero Academia one had. It's just like they just went into this weird, we love it too much to take the piss out of it, and it doesn't work. But yeah, so I personally love DBZ Abridged, and I cannot watch the originals anymore. I can't watch Kai.
Yeah,
it's the Abridged is where it's at. It's hilarious. There are some questionable jokes in it, but I still love it. It's still stupid.
Yeah. Definitely one of the best.
Especially when Bulma full like really comes on hard to Trunks.
Oh God,
It's
yes.
the most awkward thing ever. And it's so funny.
I can't even remember what those scenes would have been in the original, but I assume it was bland and pointless. But then the fact of just like Bulma starts hitting on Trunks without realizing.
Like, I bet you're a mama's boy.
It's so good. It's so good. Yep.
Right. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to add to Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I totally watch it. So, Loz.
I'm going to do a quick one just to get through it. I'll do Castlevania next. So this has only had one episode, which has come out this current year. Obviously, I've not seen the original Castlevania, but I'm tempted to go watch it after seeing the quality of the footage in this. What? I've not seen it. I know it's
okay.
Anyway, I'll get around to it. So I'll get around to it. But the one episode that's out, obviously, hopefully they will do more, is pretty funny. I don't see the thing is I can't do any comparison of how it works compared to the original, which I assume is played straight. But some of
mostly there. I mean, there's some good jokes in there.
Right. Mainly focusing though on our main Belmont, and they even do you know actually they did make they do even make jokes beyond the show itself, which I don't know if Nasuth knows, to do with the name Simon.
Yes.
Why that came up? Do you know why? Yeah.
Because there's a whole Belmont family.
Which YouTube channel was this that you watched, Loz?
It was one of
the one
I don't know if
Netflix.
he has it.
Was it the one that PSN Omi 133?
I have no idea. It's the one Nasuth linked us in our group chat, so you could
find it in here.
I couldn't stand it.
Really?
Yeah. It was just a cut and paste copy of the original.
Right, maybe that's why I've not seen the original, but I appreciated some of the jokes.
Yeah.
So, did you understand why?
It was the same person that did Kill La Kill.
Was it? I thought it was brilliant. To do with
great.
like they changed the universe. We're like, wait a minute, are we going to get together? And like, wait a minute, I'm having a kid called Simon. Do you not know why kid called Simon in the Belmont?
Isn't that their son in one of the games?
Yeah. So the second, everyone despises the second Castlevania game called Simon's Quest.
Yeah.
It's just, it's awful. And then so that's why he refuses to have a kid called Simon, thus making that game disappear from the universe.
Although I heard a rumor that they were going to make a new season, be based on or a new series, and it was going to be based on their son that they have.
Oh God, it better not be Simon.
No, it's shit. Who is it?
Because that would just be a direct parody show.
No, it is Trevor's son. I can't fucking remember who this. So I need to just quickly look through this. Parody.
Do you want to pause?
No, I don't. Because is this the one with the joke of One Cursed Night or?
Yes.
That comes the one you were talking about, One Cursed Night. That was when we were watching Demon Slayer Abridged.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah,
I wish to do science. Okay, I'll help you learn science. And then like they burn her for being a witch. She's like, she was a nice person. She was a witch.
But that's literally what happens in the series.
Yeah, but they do play it for laughs instead of the serious side of
so
the show.
like this is I didn't find it that funny. I'm dead inside. Like a vampire.
But maybe I know you enjoyed the original, so maybe you enjoy the original too much.
Yeah, maybe it's just a case of I remember the original too well.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, this is the problem I had. Is that I just didn't find it that much of a parody. It was just like, and now we're going to go through the actions of what actually happened during the show.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I haven't seen as much. But anyway, not to dwell on that. It's only got one episode. I enjoyed it, and I hope to get some more. I didn't think it was too bad, but it's not the best ever, but I did enjoy it. So let's move on, because I realised the time. I've not much more to say about that.
Gosh, what do I have left? I'll do KonoSuba, which I watched two different ones.
Oh, what? How can you?
I already got it.
Okay, yeah, there are two. The first one was done by Lord Daedryth. and it was
Okay.
essentially just like Kill la Kill, where it would be just the show. They're throwing every single joke at you that they can, because how do you make jokes about a show that already has jokes?
Yeah.
Just make more jokes, I guess. And I mean, they tried to give Kazuma a different personality, but it didn't really come off very well. I just wasn't very impressed.
Yeah.
With both of them, or?
This was the guy that also did Shield Hero. They did two episodes of Shield Hero that I think, it was basically the same. Talented voice actors. It's competently put together in technical regards. I just think it's really written. And
Wait, you said there was 2 versions of this, though.
yes, the other version is done by Runawaytourist. It is a single episode. It is only 7 minutes long, and it covers the entire season. And because of that, it's actually watchable. It's because it's super condensed. They hit the high points. They use good jokes in it. They don't spend a lot of time faffing around because they can't. They're trying to pack everything into this 7-minute video. So that one is worth watching.
Fair enough. Yeah. Again, links will definitely be in the description below.
100%.
I'm interested in that. Yeah, the whole season in 7 minutes. Did you say?
7 minutes.
I assume that's just the first season.
First season, yes, not all of them.
Wow, that sounds impressive.
It's pretty good. But
So
stay away
for
from
the good one. For the good one, I assume though you would agree you'd have to watch the season first to enjoy a 7-minute version of it. Yeah,
because you're not going to get a lot of the jokes otherwise.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, I think I've got 3 left. So
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna blitz
I think that's a good
through.
one too, man.
I know the ReZERO one. Right, so
Is this
yeah, this is the Gigguk one, right?
Gigguk
And
one,
like,
it's so good.
honestly, people, you should go watch this. It's oh god, it's basically the whole of the first season of ReZERO in about 5 to 10 minutes, and it hits the high notes just perfectly constantly. The second season of ReZERO isn't parodied, and it's not going to be, at least by Gigguk. The second season of ReZERO, and I'm expecting Loz to murder me for this, I actually felt was really, really good. I can't remember if you liked the second season of ReZERO.
It's alright.
Okay. But like the first season, there are so many pointless, whiny parts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like the first season that much at certain points because, oh my god. Yeah, no, I much improved. The second season was good. It was better.
And honestly, the parody, it's just a one-off thing. It's totally worth it. If you haven't seen the original, you're not really going to follow what's going on. If you have seen the original, it is hilarious. And I
think I saw Gigguk's thing of it before actually watching the season, and I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, but I think you'd enjoy it more.
Yeah,
having seen the original first. Right, so that's me. If you've got any questions, say now, or I'll move on to...
I don't know enough about ReZERO to...
Well, you should go watch ReZERO. Then this.
All right,
and then second season.
I mean, I know Gigguk is good, so...
Right.
Loz, I think you've only got one left.
I have only got one left, but I just want to check something. I want to get the name right.
Should I hit the button?
No. It'll take me just 2 minutes. Yes, done. It's Project Mouthwash. That is the channel that does it. What?
So should I hit the
That's
button?
a great name.
No, you don't have to pause anything. I just want that name.
No, I was going to put it on the bloody background.
Oh, of course, you push that button, man.
Oh my god.
I've never had to tell you to push that button. I've only got one left, man.
We haven't announced it yet.
Give some Bleach. There we go. Look at that. There's some Bleach. Yeah, so it's Project Mouthwash. They've actually been. I've only just sadly spotted it, so I have no good idea of the quality. But they also do is it Face Day Night? Sorry, Face Day Night. Abridged, but I have watched the Bleach Abridged, which they are still doing. They are doing it, again, it's one of these things where it's down to like 1 episode a year or whatever. But the last one came out 10 months ago, so I hope they're still working on it. But it is definitely good. I do enjoy it because Bleach is a show which is played seriously and gets to the point of just having some. I don't know. I felt they lost track of the plot a bit. It just becomes a bit loose.
What the fuck am I seeing?
I think that's in one of the filler arcs.
God, I hope so.
I can't even remember that is.
Fuck,
I don't, those characters look completely wrong to us, you see, is how we'd remember those characters. But anyway, so the show is pretty good, the abridged version. I enjoy the humour. I think it's pretty on point. It's good to see a team committed to it. And they play off a lot of the interactions between characters, especially Ichigo and Rukia, the main two. Just the absurdity of what they're doing, why they're doing it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. In fact, but at the same time, though, I don't mean to mean because I do watch. I've only watched it twice through, I think. I don't think it quite nails it as well as like Dragon Ball Z does for Dragon Ball Z, the abridged. But it's still definitely good. You don't need to watch Bleach, really. Yeah, you don't need to watch Bleach because it does hit enough of the points to explain stuff. So the abridged is good. This is, I mean, like if I was to say, like, we've had some of the bad ones where you do one episode and you got your TeamFourStar and your little Kuriboh on like 10. This is like a 6. But I do enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. But they also did the Fate Stay Night one, which I'll have to work through.
A 6 out of Kuriboh.
Yeah. A 6 out of Kuriboh, indeed. But it's just, again, it's nice to see them. They really are committed to it. They're like 31 episodes, and that covers more than 31 episodes of the actual show. Really is getting through it. And I just like to see... I give them props for anyone who can commit to that long to doing a really good job. It's good quality, yeah, definitely. There we go.
Awesome.
Right, let's move on. So, sorry, I don't have to say much more about it. I really need to watch it again, but it's all right. It's good. Yeah.
Right, I think we're down
actually,
to
no,
last
I
one,
can't think of... For instance, here's an example, though, of why I don't think it's as good as those, because I cannot think of one... There probably is, but it never stuck in my mind. Quippy quote. And if you can't... You've got to have those quippy quotes that really do, come on, screw the rules, I have money. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. And Brooklyn Rage. Anyway, moving on. So what's next?
Brooklyn Rage!
Brooklyn Rage!
My last one is Reincarnated as a Slime, which I have not seen the original of, so we get the opinion of somebody who hasn't actually watched. This was done by PhatDogStudios, Fat with a PH. Why what? Sorry, why?
And again, I went to get season 1 episodes, yet it's showing the season 2 and 3 stuff.
Oh.
I'll fix it.
I'm having gazebo flashbacks, man. Gazebo flashbacks.
With my science.
Honestly, I don't have a huge amount to say about this because I wasn't able to complete it. It's 8 episodes long. Last one seems to have been uploaded in July. Like they may be working on it, but I only made it 4 episodes in. I couldn't.
Nah.
Quality is really bad, which I mean, a lot of places start out really bad. That's fine. That's understandable. They may have the potential to get better, but the audio quality was rough. Jokes weren't that great. It feels like they're trying to force themselves too much, and it kind of without having seen the show, so I can't tell you for sure. It feels like one of those where they just chop out sections and basically. Maybe I'll have to show it to Laws and get his opinion. No, you tried watching. Didn't you say you watched like 1 episode and you just got?
I got like
bored?
halfway through the first episode, but I got annoyed because on the first episode they seem to have cut their intro music, and there's now just like 40 seconds of dead air playing footage at you, and it just annoyed me to begin with. Do you have similar opinions on the quality of like the not so much the voice acting itself, but the recording, the audio? Yes,
yeah, the audio
I was
quality?
feeling that. Yeah. I mean, microphones are expensive, but I wouldn't hold that against the show because, like,
they also do like annoying things with some of the effects, like the audio effects, though. Like lots of layering and distortion and stuff.
Because, like, if you go look at both the big ones of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the first episodes have horrible audio. I wouldn't hold that against them. But at the same time, it's like you have to improve from there. So if it doesn't improve, then it's like, come on. I'm definitely going to watch this one because I would like to see through it, and I'll see it to its end and see how it goes. But yeah, I wasn't impressed so far. But yeah,
I give it probably a 4 out of Kuriboh.
4 out of Kuriboh.
True.
Right, it's
mine.
So 2 left for Xeno and
1 left. Nasuth. Yeah.
Nasuth. Okay, cool.
Now, do I? No.
Yeah, you've
got.
Oh
yes, I do have one more. Oh God, how could I forget? I forget that thing.
So, God, I don't really have to freaking. Yeah, 2019. God, that made my life easier. So yeah, the crap. Demon Slayer Abridged. The first episode came out literally a week ago, as of
2 days ago. Oh, yes,
For
yes.
us,
A week,
yes.
Yeah, a week ago. Sorry, yes, yeah. I'm with you.
Came out
I'm with you.
a week ago, as of this recording, and then it was hilarious. It was brilliant.
Oh god, it was good.
It was the level of narrative changing that I would want to see from an abridged series, where you have oh god, how do I say this? You can modify the narrative to such an extent that characters don't know what the hell's going on.
Yes.
Right? You know, you can... One of the characters who is the teacher, they turn into a schizophrenic, right? The entire time, the actions of the main character, he doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. He's just doing things. Yeah,
yeah.
Right?
They're able to play off the key thing is that their main characters playing off the absurdity of the premise by not even understanding what they're doing. Why are they being sent on this quest?
Finally, I passed the final exam to be a demon slayer. What's a demon slayer?
Yeah,
It's so good.
It was so well written, right? And that's what's really important when it comes to doing an abridged, right? Beat for beat, the actions are the same. The motivations are slightly different. And the dialogue is just so off the beat path. And God, how long was it?
Like 30 minutes long.
Yeah, and it covers several episodes.
Yeah.
I'd probably say, God, 3-4 episodes?
Oh, easily.
I think so, yeah.
So it does such a good job. And in fact, I think it inspired Nasuth to go watch.
No. Actually, I finished watching the original last night. I stayed up way too late and finished watching the original last night. And then watched the abridged episode.
Oh, right, okay. Right, okay.
Oh, so good.
I thought you'd watched the abridged, then you went and watched the series. But yeah, still, it just works. This is the caliber of abridged series I love.
Yes,
because
this is right up there with TeamFourStar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, a part of me feels that this is better because TeamFourStar has a lot of wiggle room with the amount of filler, the amount of just standing there holding their arms up in the air for 11 episodes. So much wiggle room for modifying what's going on. With Demon Slayer, it's very concise. So you really have to hit the ball out of the park each and every single scene you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? You can't underpitch anything because there's no room to fix it. Right? And it's just constantly knocking it out of the park. Like, I might be selling it too much. If you've watched the original Demon Slayer, watch the Abridge. It is glorious.
I think even if you haven't watched it, you could watch the Abridged and still enjoy it. But you're going to enjoy it more. You're going to enjoy it more if you've seen it.
You enjoy it so much more, especially the very beginning.
Yeah. Yes.
My sweet charcoal dust.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
And again, another Simon's Quest reference at the start, which was played brilliantly.
Yes. Loz had to explain that to me because I hadn't played that Castlevania, but yeah.
What a terrible night.
Yeah. And then moving on to Nasuth's last one.
Oh, couldn't have an abridged series without Evangelion, right?
Really? I did not even know this existed.
Yeah. Well, this is also by Gigguk, actually.
Yeah. So I actually have high hopes for this.
It's 5 episodes. Last one came out in 5 episodes. Last one came out in 2014. Don't think technically it ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, I think. But it's I doubt he's gonna continue it, and that's fine. It was for the 5 episodes that were there, you're gonna get plenty of fun out of it. It's a tiny bit rough around the edges, but I think because it was a product of
Really
its
early
time,
on.
it's how many years ago was it? But it's really funny. It's way easier to get through than the original. the interactions between Shinji and Rei are beautiful because she takes no. She does not miss an opportunity to call him a pervert, and yeah, they make fourth wall breaking references. It's all the classic tropes that you want to see in an abridged series. They make fun of the original. They make fun of each other. It's so good. Go watch it. I don't really want to spoil it for you because it's just, again, rough around the edges, but really well written. Like technically rough around the edges, but really well. The content is good.
Damn, I'm gonna have to give this a go because I'm very sure I saw this years and years and years ago. But yeah.
If you don't like Ava, you'll love this.
Right, and then we'll go to the last one, which I kind of want to give for Loz. So
I think it's one for everyone, really.
Oh yeah.
Well, did I thought I pressed the button.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Goblins.
Yeah.
Goblins.
So just to point out, this is made by the same people who are starting the Demon Slayer Bridge, and obviously we're saying how great that is. This though is my current favorite as well. Yeah, in the new stuff, obviously. Nothing will beat Yu-Gi-Oh! The Bridge for me, but this is another high quality show that builds on the existing premise. I don't even know if I would tell people to watch the original Goblin Slayer first or the Abridged first. I don't even know anymore. They're both so good.
I'm just gonna say, like, there's got a lot of graphic violence in it.
Oh yeah.
I personally suggest, I do think you should watch the original just so you can compare how much of a difference there is between Goblin Slayer and the Abridged. Just to be able to see the difference in the characters. You can obviously spot the difference in like the modified animations, which I think they do straight from the first episode, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but as somebody who hasn't seen Goblin Slayer, I got that. I picked up on those.
Yeah, but honestly, this was hilarious. And weirdly enough, when I was picking out images and things, the thumbnail that's used on deckboard and things for us to navigate to, there was a video link that was to a YouTube video that was like 30 minutes long, right? Titled "Do Not Watch Goblin Slayer," and I was like, "What?" And sorry, this is a minor tangent. I watched. I don't know how. I think I watched 3 minutes of that video, and he never got to any point of saying why not to watch the Goblin Slayer anime. And he even went on to say, like, I've read the manga, but just don't watch the anime. It's like, the manga's so much worse. It's so much more graphic. Like, how on earth can you say you've read the manga? Anyway.
Maybe they're sad that it got toned down in the anime. They're really, really into violence.
God knows. But in all honesty,
but the Abridged tones it down even more. Oh my god, they ripped your clothes off you and nothing else.
But yeah, it's if you are into that level of dark humor, if you can cope with mature themes, then watch the Abridged.
The original anime is listed as an 18. I just want to point that out. And
yes.
The first episode of both have the most graphic in theme and context, where most people have most problems. So that is in both the anime and the Abridged. I was still just
rolling with laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, so the big thing is the difference in character.
Yeah.
With Goblin Slayer himself. It is just so hilarious. And they big up the original character, so the rest of the cast, right? The gigantic obsession of food that is the Lizard Man. The what you call it?
The drunk dwarf.
Yeah, it was
and the elf who just keeps pestering everyone.
Yeah, they really they basically take every character apart from Goblin Slayer. They take every character and push them up to 11, right? Goblin Slayer, they just fucking put him up to 100 because he is so mute.
He's like a mixture between Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior. He's that level of insane.
In the abridged.
Yes.
Yeah, but in the original, he's like one step removed from Gordon Freeman, right? No, he really, really is, right? He doesn't say anything, right? He actually gets told off. Use your words, right? And so honestly, the abridged is hilarious. The way he the big goblins.
Oh god, yes.
You're just a bigger goblin.
Goblin.
Yeah.
No, big goblin. No. Why'd you stop? Keep telling me more about the goblin.
God,
goblin. Bad goblin. Big goblin. No.
So actually, just to elaborate ever so slightly on what Loz is reciting a part of, where they're trying to convince Goblin Slayer to join in on a quest that is not goblin related, right? And the only way that they can convince him to go is by talking like he's a complete idiot.
Yeah, just tell him about goblins.
Yeah, it's like, why'd you stop? Keep going.
because when they explained it normally, at the background of it, he falls asleep 3 times and dreams of goblins and something like killing goblins, and that was a good dream. Then wakes up again. Yep.
Oh. Yeah, it's that level of creativity. Yeah. So good.
Right, I think we're done with talking about the actual shows itself.
Yep.
I feel that there are a lot of good opportunities for abridged shows out there, and even abridged shows that don't necessarily have good depictions right now. There's still an opportunity to do them, but I really feel you need to have the right motivation, right? You need to be able to remove yourself personally from the project and take a tackle at it as if you are trying to make something different, not like
you want to reframe it, but not like completely separate it.
I'm trying to think.
When you're making it, you can't have it on a pedestal. You've got to be able to tear down and show the warts and all, and make fun of them to really appreciate it. But in that ripping it down and everything, it doesn't degrade the show. It only enhances the show. But you need to be able to be that critical of what you're looking at. And you can't keep it on a pedestal, not make fun of it. You have to make fun of everything. Yeah.
And again, I feel that it's important that it should be a parody, right?
Yeah, I think it should,
we've grown to expect parodies of these abridged shows. It's synonymous now. Yeah. So, I mean, if I was to Google the definition of abridged, who knows? Maybe it even says parody in it.
I think you also need a plan. You can't just stumble from episode to episode. Think about how you're going to do it the whole way through.
Yeah, if you can
one of the best things about comedy is callbacks, and you can't really do that very effectively. You have no build at the beginning.
If you're just going to one episode and that's it, because you want to test to see if you can do it and you get by it. But then if you're going to try and continue past 2 episodes, you want to finish a season, then really sit down and plan out the rest of it in scripts, and you just say the callbacks and what the character's going to do and things. Yeah.
So just to look at the technical, literal definition, shorten a piece of writing without losing the sense. I really feel that you have to do more than that. You have to add something, which is
just the beginning. That's just the beginning of an anime abridged.
Be it an anime abridged, or maybe even other shows.
Sure.
Right? Be it, the dev stream abridged stuff with Warframe.
Yeah.
Again, it's the added comedy afterwards. So I feel that it's important that you do these things.
Yeah. But I just want to finish off by saying that obviously go check out some of these channels that pique your interest in the description below. Do support them, but also do support the initial release, because you would not be able to have the abridged version without that original one as well. So do support that in the legal ways that you can.
And look, we've got no, wait, that way. Yeah, we've different platforms that you can find these things on. I know some of the shows are on platforms that haven't appeared. Again, we're still fine tuning this stuff, but it's majority of it is on Crunchyroll or the Funimation one.
Oh yeah,
or the ICs, and
I mean, Goblin Slayer. Sorry, Demon Slayer is on Netflix. So I mean,
yeah. Komi Can't Communicate's on Netflix.
Yep.
Indeed.
Loz does want a Komi Can't Communicate abridged. I don't know how.
Komi Can't Communicate abridged.
Right, I think you'd have to flip it right on its head, and you'd do Komi's inner monologue.
Oh god! Fade all the audio down of the other characters and just have her thinking, "Oh yes."
Yeah, because that's part of why the Demon Slayer bridge is so good, because you've got Nezuko who can't talk, but we get to see the inner monologue, and it's great because it's the complete opposite of what you expect this nice little girl character to say. So it works.
Oh, you think I can't fit in the basket? So you.
Yep. And then the head pat. I deserve this.
I deserve this.
It's so good. Right, do you want to flip us to Big 3?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go to Big 3. And we'll just finish off. There's just 2 comments from last week. So
cool. Right, so we've got the support questions and everything, Lars. What are you talking about?
Oh, they're not listed on the thing.
No, I haven't. That's because I took a screenshot of them this time. Because they've got weird crap going on. So I'm going to read them out. So, support questions. So, Zrugel says, before we start the supporter questions, I want to take this opportunity to ask everyone listening to softly caress the like button and tenderly leave a comment for us too. We'd really appreciate that. Okay.
Tender comments.
Now, on to Zrugel's question. Oh, and share the video. That too. Sharing is caring. Anyway, Zrugel asks, why are Thaylien's questions so long? I don't fucking know. He's trying to fuck with us. That's why.
I think it's because he loves us, and the only way he knows how to show his love is through a wall of text.
Right. I think he's
so
trying to make me look like I've had a
stroke.
I genuinely think he's just trying to make me look like I've had a stroke, just to see if you guys react. Right. Anyway, when the supporter questions are asked, they are being asked by a very small part of the community. Why do you think a supporter would ask long questions that fill up time to try to make the hosts discuss the answers? Would it even be... Sorry, this is Sorry, I forgot to add that part. Would it even be reasonable to presume that the question might get shorter if more people were asking things on a regular basis? Would supporters who ask long questions actually want to ask short, snappy questions if there were lots of supporters asking questions with them? And would the answer would that answer Dears Rugel's question in a suitable passive-aggressive manner? I think the answer is yes to all of that.
I think he's trying to say subscribe to Xena's OnlyFans and you can ask questions.
God. All I'm gonna say is Thaylien. Mind crush.
Right. Assuming that time travel has been invented, however, you may only do things that affect the timeline in a way that uses things appropriately to the time you're affecting. For example, using time travel to leave a cardboard box full of VHS copies of anime shows in a place where your past self would find them and watch them. If you could, what classic anime would you send back to your younger selves?
Gundam.
I mean, it depends on the age. Trigun.
Oh.
Trigun's an amazing classic. You can't go wrong with Trigun. You could go really wrong with Evangelion. Just gonna throw that one out there.
I'm gonna send myself Evangelion.
You fucking weirdo.
You know how much I love horrible things.
And then Drunk Arbiter asks, what anime episodes / scenes have convinced you to try an entirely new genre or even era of anime? Has any anime convinced you to watch something completely out of left field? What was that Charlotte one that we watched entirely because of a meme?
Oh, yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a good
Charlotte.
Doesn't have manga, actually. I think I looked that one up. Yeah, no, Charlotte. Just because of one meme, we went and looked it up and was like, oh, this is a good show. Wow, this is a great show.
Yeah. It was
and I was
really
like, watch the show.
I don't even remember where I found out about Gankutsuo, but I must have found it out from somewhere. It's so out of left field as an anime. That it's essentially the Count of Monte Cristo. So, I mean, who would expect that?
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Right. That's it for the supporter questions. Now we're going to move straight into the community comments. So, from last week, Zrugal, watching Pikachu explain Rising of the Shield Hero was great. After hearing 70s likes Overlord and Xeno doesn't, I'm curious what Loz and Nasuth will think of it. Loz and Nasuth.
Oh my god! So since recording last week,
what is even happening in this show? Okay, sorry.
We've watched all of season 1 and we've started season 2. I am very disappointed in this show because I'd never seen it. I'd seen lots of anime. I've seen lots of screenshots for it. I saw that it was part of anime Isekai Quartet, so I was aware of it fringely. And I saw this cool magic guy, and I know it was called Overlord. I was like, "Ooh, what a name! What a name!" An anime. It's in an Isekai. Oh, I've got to watch this. And we finished the first season now.
I can only get through it by mocking it as we watch it. Like
we
will
had
throw
to
in
pause
little random mocking comments.
So if anyone would like to explain to me what's so good about that show, and we are literally gonna have to get 70s on at some point to explain why it's better than Shield Hero, because at this point I'm like, I'm just so confused.
It's almost as bad as Dragon Ball Z in how much standing around and talking there is.
Yeah.
There's just things. You can condense an entire episode down into like 2 things happened if you're lucky. 2 things happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes only 1 thing happened.
It does challenge meetings in gazebos for the amount of meetings in hallways it decides to have.
And the main character's motivations make no sense.
I do not know what.
No, there are no motivations. I have told you
he doesn't
this.
even have a motivation until the end of the first season, and it's a misguided one at that.
Yeah, he has outlines of motivations, but no clear, strong motivation that is clearly defined. He has outlines for it, and it's like, I sort of want to do this, as in like explore the new world. That's sort of in there. Find other new players. That's sort of in there.
He spends no time worrying about how he's going to get out of here, or like he accepts how that he's in here extremely fast, super fast.
Yes, just forgets about it. But also, what was that isekai I watched recently where I was complaining about the guy who decides to set up a city to make a brand so that he can open a shop based in that city? Yeah,
yes.
This is supplanted by Overlord, where this guy who's really awesome and wants his name sort of to be spread far and wide, who could just go out and does it, makes an alter ego with a different name to do the same thing.
Yes.
For no reason.
Yes.
No reason.
Yes.
And then still tries to spread both names.
Sorry, banging my head on the desk there. I'm sorry.
I just don't make sense. No sense. Maybe it get better.
I mean, more power to 70s if he likes it. That's. I don't want to knock something that he enjoys, but I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
Yeah. We'll have to get 70s on. We can do a breakdown and things of it, and we'll refresh it on most things. Anyway, moving on to last point.
Voila. There you go. There's your response. Right, JJ24. I don't know why, but listening to Loz and 70s bond over motion tracking reminds me of the Armstrong and Curtis bromance in FMA Brotherhood.
Who's Curtis? I know who Armstrong is. I can't remember who Curtis.
Do you remember the butcher, the one where the really big musty guy who is the husband of their teacher? She lost a load of her organs and things when she tried to resurrect her baby.
Hawkins. Yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah. They got all bromance
Right.
when they first met.
Didn't they just have like a muscle off?
Yeah, it was like they did the whole Arnold Schwarzenegger and fuck, what was his name?
A suspiciously missing question. Oh well.
Are we?
I'm sure it's nothing.
What question?
About a certain show that we may have watched yesterday. Oh.
What are you on about? Are you high?
Yeah, I must be. I must be imagining it.
I feel you. What are you? What are you on about?
Are you actually serious?
Yes, I'm actually fucking serious.
Oh my god. It was. Oh gosh, let me get there.
Get there faster.
It was. I think it was Zrugel.
Did I miss one from?
Yes. If you guys are going to talk about crazy dubs, talk about.
Oh
Ghost
god,
Story.
yeah, I missed that. Yeah, Crows. Yeah.
Thank you, Zrugel. We had actually seen that by the time I saw your comment. Literally yesterday, but as of recording.
Yeah. We
saw some highlights.
We watched some highlights.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
We do not endorse the dark humor in that.
Amazing.
We did have to take a break to prevent me from peeing my pants.
His face was hurting.
My face, yeah, it was the hardest I'd laughed for a long time. Oh, that makes me sound like a bad guy.
I described it as Mel Brooksian because it's oh my god, it's just that level of wrong.
Some of the humor was all the humor is dark as hell, right? Don't get me wrong. I do not advocate for it. It caught me so off guard. I couldn't, but just.
It's
to hear some of those things,
and it's the official dub too.
Yes, yeah.
That's the craziest part about it. That's why it's so funny. Yeah. This was released.
Yep. Right. Okay. That's it for the. Oh gosh.
Comments.
Abridging episode.
Yeah. Oh. No. We got the memes, so we're gonna do the memes now.
Okay. Okay.
It's an abridged episode. It's one of our longest.
Someone abridged this. Bridge good.
I swear I just hit the shrink button.
There we go.
There we go. Right, so that one. Right, so this is Nasuth's first meme.
So we have me trying to watch an anime series I said I was going to watch. Me watching a random YouTube video. I feel this lately. I'm weeks behind now on watching anime.
Yep, too true.
There are some shows I promised to watch, and I'm just like, oh, random video. Yep.
I think everyone can relate to that. The other one's also very related. Oh, go ahead.
We are our biggest culprits with this. We influence each other so terribly. Like, hey, do you want to watch Komi Can't Communicate? Oh, well, we were getting ready for 10 o'clock, but yeah, let's watch Komi Can't Communicate instead.
Guys, should we pause this recording so we can watch Komi Can't Communicate?
No, that's
I haven't watched last week's episode yet.
Oh my god! But also, I watch random videos of YouTube when I'm supposed to watch anime. Like, there's some of the stuff this season which looks good, and I haven't watched it. And I'm not satisfied by the YouTube video, and then I'll just click on the other YouTube video instead of going and watch the bloody anime I was supposed to watch.
Right. The Nasuth's second meme.
This one's a little hard to see, but it's Crunchyroll Premium. Putting Crunchyroll Premium on the desk. Getting Premium to catch up with the latest anime. My friend waiting to borrow my account. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty relatable too.
Very good.
I have one of my friends lets me use their Netflix account. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Shh. No, it's your family.
And the last one is specifically for LOZ. From the anime. Okay, let's see the second on the list. The manga. Okay, let's see the second on the list. Look at how they massacred the frame. Very important to the plot. I can't believe they removed this very important plot element.
Normally, that's the only one I know that's like that, because most of the time people do loads of little videos where they do side-by-sides of like the video footage, and then it shows that goes through all the things that are supposed to be for it. Mm-hmm. I did not know that one is like that. Why is that one like that?
I don't know.
Have you imagine me?
It's so weird how the shading on her stockings is so different from the rest of the picture. Alright.
Loz is gonna go dig into this manga right now and see if this frame's actually in there.
I swear I just read through that recently as well and I didn't spot that.
Right.
That's brilliant.
So the first one of my memes is Alphonse Elric. November champion.
Ooh, that's brutal.
But at the start of this month, right, there were so many No Nut November memes. It was untrue. But when I saw it, I just had to.
I think it'll start to go down, and then towards the end of the month there'll be more.
Yeah,
of course. Right. My second I've just remembered what this one. Loz, have you seen Squid Game?
I've seen
What the fuck?
Right. And also,
God.
I can't remember what the Vietnamese song is with Zero 2 being the basic mascot of, but yeah. Anyway, and then my last one, which I hope has just as much of a reaction from Nasuth. Komi can't communicate. Oh, hi, Komi-san. If I'm not mistaken, you want my phone number. Nah, bruh, send nudes. I want to confirm your gender.
Yes! I'm glad I'm not the only one. Just yes.
Oh, Najimi. Why are you so Najimi?
That's some very quality memes, you know.
Dude, I saw it. I'm like, hold on. Let me do a double take just to make sure this is not something I've misread.
Yeah,
it is, but it's still funny.
Oh my.
So there we go.
Oh my goodness.
That is it for the memes this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. This has been the abridged episode.
The embiggened episode.
Yeah. And we will do all for next week. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Kanpai! There we go. Are you going to turn it off now?
Okay, fine.